Today we're in Schertz, Texas, checking out Highland Homes in the master plan community of Homestead. If you have yet to hear about this neighborhood, we're in for a treat. They have one of the best amenity centers in the greater San Antonio area. I'm talking about a pool, fitness club, a whole bunch more. We'll look at that here a little bit more in detail in a sec, but alongside that, we'll also take you on a tour of this gorgeous model home behind me. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, my name is Quentin Starks, and I'm be your realtor for the next few minutes. If you can do me a huge favor, go down below and drop a like on the video. It truly does help support the channel. And if you don't want to miss out on anything when it comes to the greater San Antonio real estate market, we encourage you guys to subscribe. Without further ado, let's go inside and check out this gorgeous model. The model home here in Homestead for Highland Homes is going to be the Panamera. It's going to be just under 2,700 square feet, 4 bed, 4 bath. It's going to be on 2 stories. It's going to have a 2-car garage, and every home from Highland in this neighborhood is going to be on a 55-foot wide lot. So nothing too crazy, pretty run-of-the-mill lot size. And in this neighborhood, they're going to start in the mid 400,000s with most of their inventory between 470 and 550,000. So immediately as we go to the front door, you're gonna have an 8-foot door, which is awesome. Glass accented with the wood. And then I love how immediately as you walk in here, you have the double height ceilings. Looks really good with that kind of like catwalk up there. Nonetheless, as we continue on the right, we're gonna have your first bedroom. So pretty good sized bedroom, nothing too crazy going on. I love how they have the 8-foot doors throughout with the plantation shutters, just to show you what you could do with your Highland home if you built with them. And then it does have not an attached bath, but a bathroom right outside the bedroom, single vanity. And then you do have the stand-up shower in here, and they elected the tile all the way up. So good thing about Highland Homes is they are kind of like that semi-custom home builder that we see on the channel a lot, where you could build on your own lot within the neighborhood and truly customize it however you'd like throughout, aesthetics wise. Nonetheless, before we get over there to the heart of the home, let's take a look at this room. So you are gonna have like a flex space. They call it an entertainment room, so it would probably be really good to use it as a media room. They did put the surround sound in there to kind of mimic a media room. So that's probably what I would use it as, but nonetheless, you do have this flex space downstairs if you need it. And then right here is going to be your laundry. So just pretty much enough space for both the units. And then I love how they use the space under the stairs for some storage. Sorry, it didn't autofocus, but some space down there for some storage. And then this right here would be the traditional route to get to your garage right here. So your 2-car garage. That space over here that you see is just because it's a model home, so that would normally be walled off. Before we get to the heart of the home, I do want to mention this is going to be on a 2-zone AC unit. So you will have a thermometer up and downstairs, but boom, now we get into the heart of the home. So you have the kitchen, the dining room, and then the living room, which is a little bit differently. Normally, right, we see the the living space first, but I actually kind of like this as well. The kitchen being kind of the centerpiece of the property, but we'll start here. So nice sized island going on in the middle. They only have 3 seats. You could probably fit a 4th. And I love how they did kind of that cabinet look all the way around rather than just drywall. Gives it a nice little touch. On this back wall, they do have a hutch or a buffet. So some more cabinets and some countertop. I love when they show you this. This is probably the best for entertaining. Just put the spread out here and everyone can go crazy, but this is not normally a standard finish. So if you were building from the ground up or using or buying an inventory home, that may or may not be in there, just kind of depends. But overall, just a gorgeous kitchen. I love the 2-tone cabinet look that they put in here. Looks really nice. And these are gonna be custom Kentmore cabinets that they took extended up, I should say, with that glass accent up top, which is amazing. Homestead is gonna carry gas. So for you guys that love to cook on gas, that is awesome. And I love when they put those drawers underneath to give you more storage. You are gonna have your sink in the island. Since we are a little bit further from the living space than typical, might be a little bit hard to do the dishes and entertain, but you still kind of have the opportunity. And then on this side is where you're gonna have your built-ins, so microwave and your oven, which is awesome. And then I love when they do these kind of like corner pantries, kind of gives you a little bit more space than a traditional pantry, which is always appreciated. Next up is going to be the dining space. So right off of the kitchen is gonna be that dining room. It's not like a formal dining by any means, more kind of that shotgun style that we see a lot with the new homes nowadays, but you do have enough for a 6-seater. You could probably fit a chair on either side to make it an 8-seater, but this is probably perfect. I wouldn't do too much because it might intrude into some walk space. And then I love how they have that bench over here with those windows, bringing in some really nice natural light. And then another feature that I love that they did is this right here. So with that spiral staircase that you'll see in a second, gives you an awesome opportunity to put maybe some art, your Christmas tree. I don't know, there's so many options that you can do with that little space right there. And then boom, got the money shot. This is going to be that double height ceiling. Obviously that almost like Juliet balcony, not really, right? But that loft space upstairs. I really love when they do this nice craftsman work, if you will, with the wrought iron and the wood banisters. Nonetheless, over here is going to be the living space. Pretty good sized room. Love how they have those sliders over there. Another item that isn't necessarily standard, but something you could elect to do if you built from the ground up. And then that ceiling height stays on this side of the room as well, which is quite awesome. Again, things you just love to see with builders. I love that ceiling height. Over here is gonna be tucked in the back, the master or the primary suite. Pretty good sized room. As you can see, they elected to keep the same flooring into the primary. Again, semi-custom home builder, you truly could do whatever you like. If you like carpet in your bedrooms, you could do that. Same thing here with these bay windows. If you liked it, awesome, you could put that in. If you don't gotta have it. And then you have a nice barn door that leads into the primary bathroom. So immediately on the left, you have your water closet. It also has a linen. And then even on my right, you have a linen as well. So pretty good storage there. Then over here, you're gonna have the vanities with the mirror. So each partner has their own vanity with the get ready area in the middle. An absolutely ginormous framed mirror right there. And then on the other side, you're going to have the shower. So dual entries, dual actual fixtures on either side too. And they put a nice little raindrop up top as well with some nice natural light coming in with those windows. Pretty nice shower. I am a fan if I have to say so myself. Nonetheless, here's going to be the walk-in closet. Only one closet, but it is quite a big closet. And then tucked over here is gonna be that low voltage. They use BSG, same thing as pretty much all the other builders. They wired the Cat 6 cables there, so you can put the modem and or router in that spot. Let's go check out the backyard really quick before we go upstairs. So instead of using those sliders, I'm gonna use the single door. This is your traditional entry if you didn't have the sliding glass doors. And then you open right up into your covered patio. So a pretty good sized covered patio. This is gonna be a little bit oversized, and the oversized section is gonna be to my right. So pretty much this section right here is oversized. Nonetheless, really good size. Even if it's not the upgraded section, you still have space to put all of this furniture. Obviously, over there is gonna be, outdoor kitchen. That will not come standard, but I love how they give you the opportunity to do such if you wanted to. And if you look at the drone shots, this is gonna be a corner lot. So it's gonna be a little bit oversized on the left over there, but it's still a pretty good sized lot. This is a 2-story and a pretty big home. So you're still gonna have quite a bit of space in the backyard to play with the pets, with your kids, whatever the case may be in this backyard. Now let's talk about what's going on in and around the neighborhood. So Homestead is a true master plan community. It's gonna be over 500 acres, and they do have an awesome amenity center already in place today. It's gonna have a splash pad for the kids, a pool. It's also gonna have an open grass area for lounging, hanging out, an open pavilion as well. And it actually features a fitness center, unlike any that you've probably seen in a community amenity center. On top of that, you're gonna have a city park and a private park for the neighborhood that's coming soon. All of that is gonna have an HOA fee of $1,200, just over $1,200 a year, which honestly, comparing to other neighborhoods, isn't too bad. If we look at the schools for the neighborhood, you're gonna be in Schertz, Cibolo, Universal City ISD, which BNeach.com is a pretty good, pretty highly rated school district for the greater San Antonio area, and they actually own some land on site in which they're gonna build a school in the future. The tax rate for Homestead is gonna be 1.9. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know 1.9 is on the better end of the spectrum when it comes to tax rates for the city of San Antonio, which is a huge plus. Now, if we go outside the neighborhood and look at where we're located, we're literally just off of I-35. The neighborhood entryway is literally off of I-35 access road, which is awesome. Convenient highway access, whether you want to go north into New Braunfels, go to the Guadalupe or Kamal River during the summers, maybe Schlitterbahn Water Park, which is highly rated, or you want to go the opposite way into San Antonio. That's also not too far of a drive. You're probably about 15 to 20 minutes either way, just depending on where you're looking at going within New Braunfels or San Antonio. And with us being in Schertz, you are going to be relatively close to Randolph, about a 20 or so minute drive. And then along 35, you have all kinds of food, shopping, dining, pretty much anything you can think of is going to be on I-35 on the way to New Braunfels or to San Antonio. So with all that being said, let's go back inside and check out the rest of the property. As we walk back through the sliding glass doors, obviously we're going to be in the living space. Let's give you one more shot of that look. I love the double height ceilings that the builders do in these new homes nowadays, especially when they do this really nice banister, wrought iron, kind of wood accent. Nonetheless, as we approach the second floor, we're going to get to your loft space. So by no means is this the biggest loft we've ever seen, but if you remember, we have the living room and that flex space downstairs. So this is almost like a third living space. Nonetheless, I think this would be perfect for like a kid's game room or playroom. Before we get to the secondary bedrooms and baths, I want to highlight this. Again, 2-zone HVAC unit. You have a zone upstairs and downstairs, separately controlled by different thermostats, which is nice. And then right here is going to be the first bathroom on the second floor. So single vanity, tub shower combo. Again, if you don't like the colors and you wanted to build from the ground up, you certainly could. Another good sized bedroom up here. This one's probably bigger than the downstairs bedroom, just slightly, but still a little bit bigger. And then you do have a walk-in closet on this room. And as we go out of this room, on the left is going to be attic access. On the right is going to be a nice little linen space. And then continuing on, this is going to be that kind of like catwalk I was talking about earlier with that double height at the front door. So we're towards the front of the home. And then the last bedroom is going to have its own bathroom attached. So single vanity in here. And then you are going to also have the tub shower combo. And I really like that blue that they used for the backsplash. Again, nonetheless though, colors right. You can always pick whatever you like at the design center. And this one's a very comparable sized room to the downstairs bedroom. Again, it is front facing and it is gonna have the smaller of the closets. So not a walk-in, but you are gonna have a single shelf slash hanging room right there for that bedroom. Nonetheless, go back in to the home. You're gonna have the loft here. This is facing towards the back of the property with the living room underneath. And then behind me is the front of the home. All in all, I feel like Highland never disappoints, but I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. So go down below, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and your favorite feature of this model. Alongside that, if you're looking at making a move to the greater San Antonio area, I want to be your real estate resource of choice. If you go down in the description below, or scan the QR code on screen. You'll get all my contact information. Please don't hesitate to reach out so I can be a resource for you and your family. If you want to see me rank the builders in San Antonio, click here and we'll see you on the next one.